Good morning. You know, I normally have a very specific plan for my videos, but I'm doing baby snake stuff today. I'm going to go through this rack of snakes who just ate 2 days ago, and I haven't been in these tubs yet, so I don't know what to expect. But I thought I'd bring you all along because how do you even raise a baby snake? Welcome to Morning in the Green Room. I'm Bob Bledsoe. The lights on these cages aren't even on yet. I've got the inspector's cage open because I was hoping he'd come out. I don't think he's going to. He just popped his head out, but he went back in, so we'll see. Let's just start going through these tubs and see what we get. So here's my plan. I'm going to start by cleaning the tubs a little bit, and we're just going to talk about how to raise a baby snake. This one's got some pee. So this snake right here is probably going to bite me. And the reason is that this is the most cantankerous of baby snakes that I've ever had. We're working on her a bit, but she's a beautiful super orange dream fire something else. Oh, pastel. Right. She's super orange dream firefly. But she came out of the egg striking at everything, and it's taken a while. I've been working with her a lot because she is really nervous and strikes a lot. So I just let her see my hand. She can strike at it, whatever. But what I want to do is give her and the other babies a little experience today. This one especially needs it. She needs to know that things outside of her own tub are not scary. So I got a little playpen situation for her. I realized I had some setup things that I forgot to do. I needed to grab a bunch of toilet paper rolls and stuff like that. So I just put this girl down and let her watch me as I do my thing. And so, super hissy, pretty striky. She used to strike my hand while I was holding her, and she still does occasionally. But my guess is that this snake will be better, measurably better, by the time she goes off to her new home, which will probably be in 2 weeks or something like that, maybe 3 weeks. We'll give her a little paper towel roll, which will be something new. So the idea with her especially, but with all these snakes, is to give them some experiences that are different than just inside their enclosure. So they're not like she is right now. I have been holding her. I think it's helping a bit, but putting her in this playpen is really helpful. Letting her just cruise around and see something totally different for a while. So we're just going to let her cruise around a little bit while we get to the rest of these. Okay, this one's good. This is a pastel super orange dream. By the way, these are, this clutch is the Inspector and Freya. They were maternally incubated. And I introduced this clutch in my last live stream. So, let's put this one right there. Alright, that tub is clean. There's a good chance that these snakes will poop in the playpen, and I've got it set up with stuff that's not going to get saturated as much, hopefully. So I'll just keep my eye on that playpen and clean as I go. Okay, this one is also... Nope, got a little pee there. So, how do you raise a baby snake? Well, for one thing, you got to go in and clean their pee out. But, you know, if you have a hatchling, you probably have it in, I mean, maybe you have it in a small tub like this, if it's a young hatchling, but there's a good chance you have it in some sort of larger enclosure, especially if it's just a pet. You know, in a tub environment, this is really safe and secure for the babies because it's dark. They can feel like they're kind of in their own little cave. But in a larger enclosure, especially like a glass enclosure, you want to make sure there's plenty of clutter for them. And where'd my paper towels go? Oh, there we go. And so what I'm doing here with this new clutch is giving them, they've got their hide, they've got their water bowl, and then I'm giving them a paper towel or a toilet paper roll, or cut up paper towel rolls. So they've got something that's a little bit different in their enclosure. Let's put you right there. And I rotate these things out with new things. I like a paper towel roll because they can also use it as a hide. at that size. But I've also got things like these little leaves that I can put in there instead. So they don't always have a paper towel roll, but they have something in their little enclosure that is constantly changing. They've got different things to look at, and that helps your snake to not think that everything is going to be dangerous for them. All these snakes are on frozen thawed rats or mice. I try to start all the snakes out on frozen thawed, and I usually can. Little banana boy. He's banana with some other stuff in there. Alright, let's put him right there. He can join his siblings. His tub is clean. So for instance, here's this. I'm gonna leave it in there for him, and we'll change to a paper towel roll next time I clean out his enclosure. This snake is leaving us today. This little banana, fire, orange dream, pastel, whatever else, crazy little snake, paradox, is so this one, this is a boy that I thought had a problem when he first came out of the egg, because he's got this, I'm calling this little black smudge a paradox, but it might be going away, so I don't know what's going to happen. But I thought it might be hard belly. I thought it could be a problem, but it's not at all. This was the first snake to take a meal, and he's eaten every meal that I've offered him. So he's going off to his new home today, along with some other snakes from another clutch. So, all right, his is clean too. I hope he poops, because I don't want him to go to the bathroom in his travel box. All right, here goes this little guy. Oh, his color's starting to come in. I have a feeling I'm going to end up cleaning up a lot of mess in the playpen, because the little bit of nervousness that the snakes have, plus the movement of crawling all over that playpen, is going to get their system going, and they're probably going to poop in there. But that's alright, I got to clean it out of either here or out of the playpen anyway, so whatever. Look at this little guy, or girl, actually. This is a super orange dream calico, really beautiful. Not a high white calico, but really pretty snake. This is one of my favorite looks out of the clutch. Let's get you in there. This is less tub mess than I was expecting from this clutch. Now we're on to another clutch. So I work with all these snakes, but I'm not necessarily handling them every single day. And when I do handle them, it's not for a long period of time. So this one has some pee. So this, because there's pee in there, I'm going to wash this before I put it back into a cage. By the way, their waters were all changed yesterday, so I'm not taking the time to change the water, because we just want to go through this video. But their waters are all fresh. So this little snake came out of the egg pretty bitey also, but she hasn't struck in quite some time. She's still a little bit nervous, but she's doing great for her age. She's also heading out today to her new home. This is a 100% het pied, het clown. So this is as normal as you're going to get from a snake in the green room right now. She's a super pretty normal, and I'm guessing that she's got some of the het influence, you know, but really pretty snake. So I'm just disinfecting. These wipes that I'm using are chlorhexidine soaked wipes. I just get dry wipes off Amazon. Dry wipes are just the wipe with nothing on them. And I put them in a little bucket, and I mix up some chlorhexidine or F10, and that's what I use to clean with. So what was I saying? Oh, so I try not to flood them with too much handling, too much of this experience type thing. You know, you want to do it a little bit, but not all the time, not every day. These snakes, this first clutch that we worked with, this is the first time they've been in the playpen ever. And this is, I think, maybe the third time for this clutch. Here's another snake that's heading off today. In shed. Oh my goodness. Little clown het pied. Not surprised that he's in shed. He's doing good too. You know, I'm not going to put him in the playpen because that's not where he wants to be. He's just in shed and he's going to travel today. Cage isn't dirty. I'm dumping a little bit of water in there to help his shed. I'm not dumping, I'm dropping a little bit of water in there to help his shed. Socialization during shed is not necessary. Just leave him alone. Let's see about this one. Another little clown het pied, not in shed. That's that one's brother. Really beautiful clown. So this is this clutch is Lydia Dietz to Bear. Lydia Dietz is exactly this. A clown het pied, and Bear is a pied het clown. Hey, look at that. The lights came on. Okay, let's get you in here, little one. Here's this little girl. Same as the last one, but a girl. Her towel isn't a mess, but it's all wrinkled. So let's just do a quick disinfect. Probably no need to, but sometimes I just do it. I just love the color on these clowns. Just a normal clown. I mean, there's probably some of that het pied influence maybe that's helping out the color. Possibly, I don't know. They're just beautiful. All right, let's go in there with your brother and your neighbors. And your sister. You got a sister in there too. There you go. Let's cut to the future when I do the Patreon scroll this afternoon. Hi everybody, Future Bob here to cover the Patreon boards. These are the people that support the channel over on patreon.com/greenroompythons. Somebody was asking on the Green Room Pythons Discord the other day whether it's true. Oh no, I just taped these up. They were asking whether it's true that we play Dungeons and Dragons over on Discord in the secret Patreon channels, and somebody else responded to them with the correct answer, and that is that it is true. We do play Dungeons and Dragons over there. It's quite fun. It's a lot of reasons to join the Green Room Pythons Patreon, and that's just one of them. I almost tripped over a statue right there. Special thanks to our channel sponsors, Black Box Cages, Lane Labs, and Gray Family Snakes. And we're back. How did that Patreon scroll go? Was it impressive? There's some new names on there, so I'm going to write those before I do the Patreon scroll. I hope they were legible. Okay, here we go. Let's get to Lori's little snake. This is clown pied. See what I mean? These toilet paper rolls, the baby snakes love them. I'm going to annoy this little one by pushing her out so that she can enjoy the playpen. This is another snake that was super bitey at first, but has relaxed over time and started taking meals. She started off being not a good eater, and then she decided that she was going to eat everything that I gave her. So it's great. All right, let's get you in here. Let's get you in here, little one. What do you think of this? When I put babies in the playpen, I noticed that there are two reactions. One of them is to eventually start exploring and being pretty comfortable with the situation. The other one is to just sit there for a while. And that's usually a nervous snake. The clown pied that I just put in there usually sits there for a while. So I'm hoping that she'll open up and explore around a little sooner than she normally does when I've put her in there in the past. As far as cleaning these, I go through these tubs every single day. Every morning I go through these, and if I notice a bunch of condensation on the front of a tub in the afternoon or in the evening, then I'm going to go in and see what happened. They've either knocked over their water bowl or they've peed, and so I take care of that right away. But every day you want to check on your snake, make sure things are good. Here's another clown pied. This is my little holdback. There he is. He's a good boy. Oh, he's ready to poop. He's going to do it in here. That's all right. Okay. You know what I'm going to do? since I'm thinking about them pooping right now, is I'm going to take this roll of string out, because this would soak up everything, and I don't want anything in there that soaks up their poop. Did I finish talking about how often I hold the snakes? So it's not every day. A few times a week, I'll hold a snake, and if it's a nervous snake, it's going to be about 15 minutes. And then if it's not a super nervous snake, I'm just paying attention to their body language. And I know that's a really vague thing to say, especially if you're not used to snake body language. But the things that I'm looking for are a snake that all of a sudden was exploring around, but now it's trying to get away all the time, or trying to hide a lot. Like if it's trying to go into my sleeve all the time looking for places to hide, that's time for the snake to go back. That's kind of what I'm looking for a snake who's not typically nervous, but all of a sudden is getting a little bit squirrely. I want to put them back in their cage before that squirreliness becomes super nervous. Here's my last snake in the hatchling rack, and he has spilled his water, and he's also getting an upgrade, so we're not even going to worry about his tub. Hey, Max. Max is from the clutch before this. He is the Inspector and Lucille. Lucille is my pied, so Max got a whole bunch of the Inspector's genes, and he is 100% het pied, and he is ready for an upgrade. So let's just do that right here. Okay, I'm going to put him, you know what, I'm going to put Max right up here. Let's see, let's make sure that he doesn't fall. You got it, pal? You on there? I have a friend named Teresa who's never been over, never seen my snakes. She likes snakes, but she just knows that I have them, and she watches videos sometimes. And about a year or so ago, she texted me with a picture of this rack, and she said, "Is this for snakes? And if so, do you want this?" And it was a rack that had these tubs in it, and she got it at Goodwill for like a few dollars. They thought it was a jewelry, like a thing to put jewelry or something. Which I understand. If you're not a snake person, you don't know what stuff is. So I went and picked it up, and you know, these tubs are, this isn't, like if I was buying a rack, I wouldn't get a rack with these size tubs, but it works perfectly for the size snake that Max is currently. And the heat tape was still good, and I just cleaned it out extremely well and disinfected the whole thing. Not just the tubs, but the inside and the outside of the rack to make it just like new. Tested the heat tape, made sure it was good, and it's been running for a while, and I kind of use it as an extra, like a transition tubs for snakes of this size. We're going to upgrade his water bowl too, and then I want to give him his same hides. He only has one, so that's going to go right here. I am mixing water in. You've probably heard me talk about that before. It's an important thing. Don't just spray the top of your substrate. Mix it in. Look at that. This is like a socialization video and almost a genetics video and a setup video. And it's probably going to be really hard to edit because I have no plan. Alright, there's his other hide. And let's give him, I'm going to give him a leaf and a, I guess another toilet paper roll, because he likes to sit in those. Max is ready for an upgrade. When people see my free roaming videos, they oftentimes see snakes that are together in an area, and they ask why I'm cohabbing these snakes. They heard that they're not supposed to be cohabbed, and obviously the snakes are not cohabbed. They're not living together. And ball pythons are not social animals, but I just put 12 of them into a playpen together. And the deal is that snakes will, or ball pythons, I mean there's different species, but in general, snakes will tolerate one another. It stresses them out if they're in an environment where they have to live and share resources. So that becomes stressful over time to a snake, and that's why we don't cohab them. We don't have them in the same living area. But out and about together works just fine, especially with babies. A lot of times I find that adults that are out together will go and find their own spot. But babies that are free roaming together, whether it's on the counter here or even just a couple of them in the playpen, tend to stay together for some reason. I still say that ball pythons are not social animals, but I do see babies or younger snakes tending to stay together a little bit. If they don't want to be around other snakes, they can find a hide to go into, something like that. Now, I have 12 of them in the playpen right now, and it's going to be hard for them to find their own solitary place, but I'm not going to leave them in there for very long. Normally, I don't have that many in a playpen at once, and I also typically will have more hides. I think I only have 2 in there right now. Well, I have a couple of hides in a paper towel roll, which nobody has gone into yet. My observation on ball pythons is that they completely tolerate being around one another when they're out and about roaming, and babies tend to stick together, which is interesting. I don't know why that is. In raising a baby snake, the whole idea is to leave them alone most of the time, socialize them occasionally, give them some different experiences, check their cage every single day. They're going to poop and pee more than an adult snake. So if you've heard me say that ball pythons poop once every 4, 5, 6 weeks, that's not the case for a baby. They're going to make more of a mess because they have faster metabolisms. And that's basically it. Don't handle them like a predator. Stay away from their head. Don't come swooping down on top of them, you know. But the cool thing about snakes is that they pretty much raise themselves. They come out of the egg self-sufficient. They don't need a lot to be raised. They do need somebody to clean out their den, and so you need to be their janitor. And if you plan on handling your snake, you need to socialize them. But that is not a daily thing either. So snakes are really easy. There's not a lot that you have to do. You just have to know about your species and understand what their basic needs are, because you're providing all their basic needs. It's up to you to give them everything they need. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.